Is the LG Stylo 5 a good phone for you? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about it. Follow me on Instagram at KevinBreezeTV. Please join the Kevin Breeze Tech community on Facebook to chat about budget smartphones, ask questions, and help others. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my complete review video of the LG Stylo 5. Now I want to make it really clear, this video is not a comparison between the Stylo 5 and the Stylo 4. I know many of you are very disappointed with how similar the LG Stylo 5 is to the Stylo 4, with it essentially being the same exact phone with a few minor upgrades. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about the Stylo 5. Now, if you want to see a detailed comparison of the LG Stylo 5 versus the LG Stylo 4, I have a video all about that already up on my channel, so definitely check that out. Now, this version of the LG Stylo 5 is the Cricket wireless version of the phone. At the moment, it's the only version of the LG Stylo 5 that's out, but it is coming to Metro by T-Mobile, Boost Mobile, maybe some other carriers as well, and we're going to see a factory unlocked version of the LG Stylo 5. Now currently at Cricket Wireless, this device is available for $229.99, and that's what I paid for it. In addition to that, I had to pay for 1 month of service, I had to pay an activation fee, and I had to pay the tax. So out the door, I actually paid a little bit over $300. And that's quite a bit of money, especially for a phone that is locked to a carrier. Generally, I recommend going with factory unlocked phones, so I'm definitely looking forward to the factory unlocked LG Stylo 5 coming out, because you'll be able to use that with a variety of different carriers. So if you like switching carriers, or you like to have at least the option of switching carriers, then definitely go with the factory unlocked version of the Stylo 5. And I will be updating the links in the video description so that you can easily find the factory unlocked version of the Stylo 5. So definitely check that out. Now, buying through a carrier isn't a bad option at all if you want to get support at the local retail stores for that carrier. And they took really good care of me over at Cricket Wireless with setting everything up, getting the SIM card activated, and overall it was a great experience. So for certain people, going unlocked is the way to go, and for other people, buying through a carrier store or authorized dealer is another way to go. So do what's best for you. Now this version of the LG Stylo 5 is the blonde rose color. Now this color is exclusive to Cricket Wireless. The other color option is platinum gray, and it looks like that's going to be kind of the default color of the phone that you can find at other carriers. But if you do want to get the blonde rose color of the Stylo 5, then you're going to have to go with Cricket Wireless. Now the LG Stylo 5 features a 6.2-inch display coming in at 1080p with an 18:9 aspect ratio. This design here isn't necessarily revolutionary, but it's not a bad design either. The phone definitely doesn't look outdated. It looks good. And if you don't like notches, then this is definitely a good option for you. Now we do have bezels on the top and bottom that are decently large in size, but it's still a nice and sleek looking phone, and it is easy to hold in the hand despite it having such a large display. Now the display itself is 6.2 inches, it comes in at 1080p, and has an 18:9 aspect ratio. It's a really good looking display, and a great display for watching videos, whether that's on YouTube or Netflix, for browsing the web, for going on social media, and for playing games. So it's a great display, it looks super sharp, it has great colors as well. So if that's an important thing to you, then you're definitely gonna like the LG Stylo 5. Now up top, we do have a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. We're going to be talking about the cameras in more detail later on in this video, but I do wish it was a little bit better than 5 megapixels. 8 megapixels would have been very good to see, but I'll let you decide on your own in a little bit when we go over the photo samples with the front-facing camera. So let me know what you think of that in the comment section below. Now the device features 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and it does have micro SD card expansion up to 2 terabytes. So you can really put a lot of stuff on this phone. There is no wireless charging, but we do have a fingerprint sensor on the back. It works really well. It's nice and quick and responsive, and the location of the fingerprint sensor is very convenient as well. So I'm a big fan of that. Now the device features a 13 megapixel camera on the rear, and it's just one camera. Now I know that there are many devices nowadays featuring dual cameras in the back, but I actually don't mind that the Stylo 5 has one camera. I'd rather have one decent camera than two cameras that are not good. My only disappointment though with this camera is that there is no portrait mode with it. The front-facing camera has portrait mode, but there's no portrait mode with the rear-facing camera. And some of you might say that there's no portrait mode because there's just one camera here, not two. But the Google Pixel 3a has just one camera on the back, and that has portrait mode, so I don't really see a reason why there's no portrait mode here. And the front-facing camera on the device has portrait mode, and there's just one camera. So if LG can possibly update the software and add in portrait mode, then that would really be a great thing to see. Now the device features 3 GB of RAM. I was really hoping it would have 4, but it does have 3, and it runs the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 processor. The Snapdragon 450 isn't a bad processor, but it's also nothing special. It'll definitely allow the device to run with no issues at all, but you're definitely not gonna have one of the fastest phones out there with the processor. Video recording with the phone maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. It has a 3500 mAh internal battery, which is decent, and the device runs Android 9 Pie, which is the latest version of Android. Definitely good to see that it runs Android 9 Pie out of the box, as I'm a big fan of having up-to-date software. Also, if you're wondering, it is 112 degrees outside. I am in Arizona, and it's very warm. Now that we've gone over the specifications of the LG Stylo 5, let's take a closer look at the hardware. So we already kind of went over the front here. We have a 6.2-inch display coming in at 1080p at an 18:9 aspect ratio, the 5 megapixel front-facing camera up top as well, and we have the earpiece. Now on the left side, we have the volume rocker, and we have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. Now, running along the side here is a metal band, which is kind of a nice premium feature to see. So the device overall has good build quality and feels super solid. On the right side, we just have the power button. On the top, we have the noise canceling microphone. On the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the microphone, the USB Type-C port, the speaker, and we have the stylus, which we'll go over in a little bit. On the back side, we have the 13 megapixel camera, we have the fingerprint sensor, we have the Cricket logo, and we have the LG logo. Now, this material on the back doesn't necessarily soak up as many fingerprints as other materials that I've used on other phones, but it does still show some fingerprints and grease. But I do recommend going with a case for this phone, and if you do that, then you're never gonna get grease in the backside of the phone. So the stylus is definitely one of the biggest selling points of the LG Stylo 5. Besides the Galaxy Note line of phones, I'm not aware of any other phones out there that have a built-in stylus, at least not from a major company. So the stylus is pretty simple. It's definitely not as advanced as the stylus that comes with the Galaxy Note, but it does still work really well and it's very reliable. So if you pull out the stylus with the display off, you instantly get this little memo pad here where you can begin writing down notes and different things. You can also erase it, and you can save it, and you can share it directly from the home screen. Of course, you have to unlock the phone to share stuff, but as soon as you do that, you get a bunch of different sharing options down below. And then if you're already inside of the device and you pull out the stylus, you get this nice little tab on the side here with different options. So by default, we get Pop Memo, Coloring Book, Draw Chat, and Quick Memo Plus, but you can also add any other applications that you want to on that little list there. So that's very convenient to see. So you can easily access whatever you want just by pulling out the stylus. Now I'm going to go over what these applications do in a separate video, but they are very useful, that's for sure. Now you can also use the stylus for just general navigation around the phone. So maybe you have long fingernails, or maybe you just don't like touching the screen and getting it dirty. Or maybe your hands are dirty. You can just use the stylus instead without having to touch the display, and it works really well. Everything's super responsive, so that's really good to see. Now, if you're big into Instagram, then just know that Instagram works really well on the Stylo 5. Especially having this 1080p display makes things really good for Instagram, so you'll be able to take a look at your photos and videos with a lot of clarity. And what's cool about having the stylus is that when you take a photo and you want to use the pen feature, you can just use the pen with the stylus. So if you're really into drawing art or anything like that, then you can definitely do that with the stylus here and make some really impressive drawings. Now, I don't know how to draw personally, so I'm not even going to try, but it's really interesting and cool to see that you can use this stylus within Instagram. Now, Instagram itself runs very smoothly. You're able to easily go through your stories and look at different stuff here, and the performance is really good. This is definitely not a gaming phone necessarily, but if you want to play some light games like Temple Run or whatever else is out, honestly, I'm not much of a gamer on mobile, but you're not going to be able to play Fortnite, unfortunately, with this phone. And you can play PUBG Mobile, but it's not going to perform as well as it will on flagship devices. But if you are kind of a light gamer, then you're going to like the LG Stylo 5 quite a bit. Now, I don't know what carrier you use. Maybe you do use Cricket, but I wanted to give you a little demo here of how well Cricket runs on the LG Stylo 5. I do have a cell phone tower very close to me, so I'm getting very good signal here. But you can see I'm getting around 7 megabits per second, which is pretty standard with Cricket. We'll do the upload right now, and that's also kind of around 7 megabits per second as well. So we'll let this finish up here and we'll see what the final speeds are. But the phone definitely works great with Cricket, and I'm very satisfied with the service. So it looks like in this test, and of course it might change throughout the day, but I'm getting 7.73 megabits per second down and 9.10 megabits per second up. The phone definitely came with a lot of bloatware though from Cricket. So there's Facebook, Amazon, of course a bunch of Cricket apps as well. There's Pandora, AccuWeather, WeatherBug, Solitary, Candy Crush, Groceries, Yelp, Horoscope. So all kinds of stuff came pre-installed. I installed these other applications, of course, but you are going to have to disable those if you don't want them when you get the phone. And if you do buy the factory unlocked version of the LG Stylo 5, then you're gonna have a lot less bloatware. So overall, the cameras on this device are kind of average. The good news though, is that you're still gonna get usable photos from the phone, but you're probably not gonna win any photography awards either. The cool thing though, is that with the cameras, you're gonna be able to get the job done. It's not like you're gonna embarrass yourself if the photo's not looking good, but the photos definitely don't compare to the quality that you get with the Google Pixel 3a, or a flagship device like the iPhone XS, or Galaxy S10, or OnePlus 7 Pro. Video recording is kind of the same way. The videos look good enough so that if you're at a concert or at a different event or something like that and you want to take video, or maybe you want to record some family memories, you're gonna be able to do it with no problem with the Stylo 5, and you'll be able to share those photos on social media. But I think they could have made the cameras a little bit better for the price. But I wouldn't let the cameras deter you from buying the phone, because I think overall 95% of people out there would be perfectly happy with the photos and videos that you can get from the LG Stylo 5. Let's now hop over to some video samples and let me know what you think of the quality down below in the comments. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here doing a front camera test from the LG Stylo 5, so let me know what you think of it. Hey everyone, Kevin here, coming at you with a test video from the LG Stylo 5 using the rear-facing camera. So let me know what you think of the quality. So overall, is the LG Stylo 5 a good phone? Do I recommend it? And who's it for? Well, the first thing I want to say is that I don't think it's a bad phone, that's for sure. I don't think it's necessarily the best phone out there, but it will get the job done. And if you're looking for a phone in the budget range with a stylus, this is pretty much your only choice. Of course, you can go with the Stylo 4, which is the predecessor to this phone, but if you want to get the latest and greatest from LG with the stylus, you are going to have to go with the LG Stylo 5. The good news though is that the phone is reliable, it does work well. I really like this 1080p display a lot, especially for watching videos. And even though it was a small upgrade over the LG Stylo 4, the Stylo 4 itself is a good phone, so that makes this phone also a good phone. I'm really glad that this does run Android 9 Pie, as the software itself does work well. I'm not a big fan of the bloatware though, and I certainly wish there wasn't as much bloatware, because I think the device would run just a little bit faster. But like I said, at least it's reliable. I've never really had any apps crash on me, or any other issues or glitches like that. So in general, I'm a big fan of the LG Stylo 5. Now, I think what you need to decide next is if you want to get this on a carrier or if you want to buy this factory unlocked. I've already kind of went over the pros and cons of both. And if you want to learn more about the differences between the different versions of the LG Stylo 5, then you can go to kevinbreeze.com/LG Stylo 5. Like I said, I'm trying to make that a one-stop shop for all the info that you'll need to know about the phone. But my final verdict on this device is that I do recommend it, but I do wish it had better specifications for the price. Do you like the LG Stylo 5? Do you wish it had better specifications than it does? Or are you completely satisfied with it? Are you going to buy it? Or do you already own one? And what carrier are you on? Let me know about all of that in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video, check out my other LG Stylo 5 videos as well, And I'll see you in the next one. Also, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kevin Breeze TV.